Good evening and welcome to the news. I'm Dinesh Rentley. Let us look at today's top stories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend swearing-in ceremony of Meghalaya and Nagaland Chief Ministers on Tuesday and that of Tripura on Wednesday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address post-budget webinar on health and medical research tomorrow. First edition of Naval Commanders Conference of 2023 to begin tomorrow on board India's first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant. And oath-taking session by the newly elected members of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly will be held tomorrow. The news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the swearing-in ceremony of Meghalaya and Nagaland Chief Ministers on Tuesday and that of Tripura on Wednesday. The swearing-in ceremony of the new Meghalaya government will be held at 11 a.m. on Tuesday in Shillong, while that of the Nagaland government at 1:45 p.m. in Kohima the same day. The new government of Tripura will be administered the oath in Agartala at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party leader Nephew Rio and Assam Chief Minister and NEDA convener Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma will meet the BJP central leaders in New Delhi today ahead of the formation of a new government in Nagaland. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the post-budget webinar on health and medical research tomorrow at 10 a.m. via video conferencing. It is a part of a series of 12 post-budget webinars being organized by the Union government to pool in insights, ideas and suggestions for effective implementation of the initiatives announced in the Union Budget 2023-24. The Union Budget is underpinned by 7 priorities which complement each other and act as the Saptarishi guiding through the Amrit Kal. Inclusive development is one of the priorities of the government, which includes establishment of 157 new nursing colleges, encouraging public and private medical research in Indian Council of Medical Research, labs and pharma innovation and multidisciplinary courses for medical devices. The first edition of the Naval Commanders Conference of 2023 will commence tomorrow. The conference serves as a platform for naval commanders to discuss important security issues at the military strategic level, as well as to interact with senior government functionaries through an institutionalized forum. The first phase of the Commanders Conference is being held at sea and for the first time on board India's first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh will address the naval commanders on board INS Vikrant on the opening day. The Chief of Defence Staff and the Chiefs of the Indian Army and Indian Air Force will also interact with the naval commanders on subsequent days. The Office of Commissioner and Secretary, Meghalaya Legislative Assembly today has released a notice that informed that subscribing oath or of affirmation by the newly elected members of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly will be held tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the temporary assembly chamber at Rilbong, Shillong. The office has requested all newly elected candidates to attend the same and bring their election certificate photocopy granted by the returning officer concerned for verification before the oath or affirmation is administered. Pressures mounting on two HSPDP legislators, Methodius Dakhar and Shakliar Warjari, to withdraw their support from the NPP to form the government. Two pressure groups, HYC and Kasur Upedba Kabri ur Nyotrep, held meetings at two different places on Saturday to protest against the decision of the two HSPDP MLAs. In Motpran, HYC organized a public meeting from 1 p.m. onwards to condemn the decision of the two MLAs from HSPDP. Effigies of Dakhar and Warjari were also burnt in protest. Apart from burning the effigies, they also demanded immediate withdrawal of the letters of support given to the NPP by both the MLAs. Earlier, leaders of Kasur Upedba Kabri Niotrep also informed that they had met 30 new elected MLAs from the UDP, VPP, Congress, AITC.
Yesterday, it was a betrayal to the whole aspirations of the Niotrep people. So basically, today's meeting was to condemn the action of these two MLAs, as well as to demand that they should withdraw their support to the NPP that they gave yesterday.
Karnataka ended their 54-year wait to win the Santosh Trophy National Football Championship today, beating Meghalaya 3-2 in a pulsating final at the King Fahd International Stadium in the Saudi Arabia capital of Riyadh. Egged on by vociferous support from the stands, Karnataka, who last played the Senior National Championships finals 47 years ago in 1975 to 1976, trumped the first-time finalists, breaching their defence and pumping in 3 goals in the first half to set the tone as well as settle the eventual outcome. And now for a quick look at the weather report. The maximum temperature was 23 degrees Celsius with the minimum temperature at 11.8 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity in the morning was 63%, dropping marginally to 60% in the evening. The forecast tells us light rain is very likely to occur at isolated places. Our news bulletin is also available live on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. In addition to watching on television, viewers may visit the DD News Shillong YouTube channel to tune in to our daily bulletin. And for our viewers, here's a quick recap of today's headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend swearing-in ceremony of Meghalaya and Nagaland Chief Ministers on Tuesday and that of Tripura on Wednesday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address post-budget webinar on health and medical research tomorrow. The first edition of the Naval Commanders Conference of 2023 to begin tomorrow on board India's first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant. An oath-taking session by the newly elected members of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly will be held tomorrow. That's all we have in today's news. Thank you for watching. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Have a good evening.